Alright. Move all this stuff I don't need anymore. You do anymore. Good. Welcome guys. Welcome to another stream here. Or if you're watching this in the future when it gets uploaded to you, welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing great and doing wonderful on this day. Apologize going a little bit later than I usually go live on. I woke up a little late today. I was so tired yesterday. But I feel a little bit better today. So we can get started, shall we? Right. So the plan for today, it's gonna be finalizing the particle effects that I have in here that we did yesterday. With the footsteps, making sure we have that in a good place. And I know yesterday we were just making it work, but today we're gonna make sure it has the stuff that it needs and it's in the correct way of doing it. And then we can probably also do leaving like footsteps behind. I mean, like putting like dots where the footsteps of the character would have been at. That's something that I think will be also a little cool thing to do as well. All right, let's start. I think I got everything set up. My audio is not muted, so hopefully you guys are able to listen to me. And we can get started, shall we? Alright. Alright, so where we left off yesterday, trying to get this kind of particle footsteps thing. We can actually gonna make it work by doing it one shot. Right? So we can always be able to do this, be able to see how it looks like, and it definitely doesn't look like a footstep kind of particles, so definitely gonna be. But for now, as I'm editing it, I want to skip at all times. So for one, let's see, box extends that to 0 because that is going to be getting from the ground. What else? There's no Z coordinate. Oh yeah, where's that? Where did it go? Oh, here we go. So I'll just leave that at 0. So it's always going to be taking the X. Spread. Something I could do also. Gravity. And I thought this is too much. I just want to see it. Okay. So we want to put negative, so it goes up, but we can put a really small value on it. So it looks like the particles, all the dirt particles from the ground, kind of like shifts up a little bit. Okay. I think it's something like this, so it's a little bit more whitish particles than brownish. Let's bring my character back in here so I can see it a little bit better. Pop in the character here. That's not player class. Drop it in there. The 0 0. Yeah, 0. Kind of get to see how it goes. Okay. So let's go. Particles. Let's we can do also here. Just that emit it here. Have another one. So as it's off. That's not what I wanted to do. I thought I could change it. There you go. 25.5. or it has 0 alpha. I think it'll be if we can start it certain size. How does it look if it's one shot now? One shot. Okay. Okay. Put it at 5. Okay. Not disliking that. There are some particles I kind of like to post down a little. Probably be red a little. Let's see how that looked like. What about if that's not that bad? Not too bad. Practicing it in game though and see how that looks like. Alright, so the next thing I would like to jump off to make this work is go into my C++ code. Actually, I want to do this. Oh, you know what? Let's do another thing. Right, jump into. Let's create a script that will manage this particles, and I would like to keep it be like more of a global script. So if I have a different type of particles, it will work for that as well. I know I do have like a hit effects script already, but I rename that. Hold on, let me see what it's doing right. That script real quick. What is hit effects? Does all the stuff that I wanted to, but it also uses an animation sprite. So if I was animating a sprite, it will handle it so that and remove it and put it back into the pool. Not just the particle, but so it's either an animation sprite or it's a particle. Once it's not emitting, closes it over it. But in our case, so we don't need. We will eventually need direction. Maybe we care about direction right now because right now it's just popping off, right? So may not even need a direction and just spawn it there. May have to rename this class, but it kind of does what I wanted to do a little bit. What is and that's basically the function that I want in the script that I was going to create for the one shot for any other particles that I will be having, and despawn back to the pool. But this has other logic as well for animation sprites. Don't need. May have to move the animation right outside and okay. Who else is animation? Particles. Particles. Oh, here we go. Hit effects. Also, I had something hit effects. I don't think I'm using it anymore. I was testing this to see if it was gonna look cool or not. Maybe this will look cool if like hitting like metal or something. Sparks come out of it. Remember touching this a little bit back. I was doing breaking rocks and stuff. Or when I was hitting the player and see if that actually looked. Or you're hitting enemies, I mean. Let me see, look at my pool manager. All using. Look at the pool manager. Quick. I can decide. Different from. Yeah, there's a hit effects in there. Might be using it when I'm attacking it. Okay. Well then let's separate that script then. Be outside. Big issue. They're either an animation sprite or a particle, and will not be both. So, but let's separate it anyway. And let's go to my scripts. Go to create a script. And what could be a good name for this? I did one shot. One shot and right. That's it. How we do one shot. And calling it one shot because that would tell me like, hey, it has to spawn eventually. Technically, it's a one shot. So let's take that. Open that bad boy up. Let's move that in there. All that stuff that's in here. Off. I'll have a copy everything that we have. When we remove this, because it doesn't have particles and doesn't even. Cool. So now I just have animation sprite. That's what it needs to do with the then sprites animation. Got true, and it's waiting until it's not finished. So it's not playing anymore and spawns it. Cool. And we would like to go to the hit effects. That this script for that hit effects. Now we have that. Well, bye bye. More. And I will rename this. Call it like one shot particles or something. To play, or maybe in the future probably will. Have that. Put a pass on it. I'll take it off. If I do need it, I'll come back. Cool. We have this. Waiting if I want to action because technically I don't need it for the one that I'm using, but the other particles that I'm using does need it. So yeah, we know what we can do if the length squared is squared. So then we'll make this, and then we'll activate Can you set a vector to be null by default? No. Alright, never mind. I just have to remember that I had to pass in a direction. Cool. So another thing is, I would like to read that. Can I do it here? Alright. Let's rename this a little bit better. Call it one-shot particle. That not right. Nobody saw. One-shot particles. Okay. So this one, okay, so it's already updated. That's particles. Go. And we have what's the third particle? Oh, this so I don't need the despawner anymore. Since I have this, and since it's a one shot, need to keep track of despawning it. The script have regardless. I want it. Let's see. I definitely gotta remove the player. There's the player inside of here. There we go. So now this class has this, and this same. Yeah, I just wanted to see the same path. Alright, so now that I have that, I would like to go to C++ and be able to reuse that FX particle class we saw yesterday. That is that. I opens. We have to create a general class. It's going to be on a spawn one-shot particle. And the position of where it's going to be spawned at. It's going to need, remember it had a parameter for direction. And we have Godot, or if you want to put it in a parent. Can I initialize by default direct? I say Godot vector to. Does this have a 0 vector? I wonder why it does not have one. Is that possible? Alright, cool. That's possible. Create a definition for it. Right side. This, and it has something on top of everything. Okay, right here. We call this. Oh, another thing we can do. Pass in the path. This is by default calling it particles. Pass in little. Passing a path to it. So then, start doing this. That's the path. And then do everything else. And then return. Then I can use to be top of all. Or find out where I'm calling this, all the other functions. Probably the best way of doing it. Who else calls you? Find out references. can do here and do factory. So spawn particles. I gotta find path in there. Click global position. Like that. Fence. Copy this. By going back in here, I'd like to get the path. What the path is. I most likely will have to create like a global thing here, so I don't have to per class, because then I'm gonna have to find out where it's at if I ever do want to change it. But that's a cleanup that I can do later on. Now I can remove this from here. Call it a spawn for the. Okay, so this is the play one that does the animation spray, right? So yeah, so hit effects. Anything I can probably read this as in the path then, or I can rename it so it does like spawn enemy, right, or something. Spawn one shot enemy. And I would like to pass in a path to it. Make it a little bit more global. And I can read it anywhere else. If I ever have another one shot right in the future. So let's quick. So we have this. I'll play. I just have to go back and pass in that path. Well, so doing a little bit of cleanup right now, real quick, guys. Go back here. Path. This one. Hold up. On one shot animation. Spray. That's in that. Cool. Alright, so now it's more general. I can call it whatever I want for any type of scenes that I want to pass in. Any kind of particles. And I know that this is one shot animation spray that it has. And how did I copy you? On death effects. This is probably most likely I can use one as well. Technically it is a one shot. So I'm gonna figure out how to clean this up a little bit better. I know that I upgraded to 4.4. Maybe I can use UIDs instead. Don't know if there's a way to do that. Right now when spawning it, this way of how I'm doing it with my pool manager. Is using the old. Alright, but anyways, it should be back to normal. And then we can go back to the player and get the footstep audio thing. So instead of doing this manager first, but it's fine. Okay, add to factory. Phone. Go on. Oh, that is. Go to the effects factory. A spawn a particle. pass in the path. Was I already passing the path in here? Yeah. Spawn one-shot particles. Pass in that path. Global position. And I don't need to this stuff. I'm trying to figure out why it's called that. Stuff. I don't need to have this anymore. I'll just spawn it. Build this real quick. Try it out and see how that looks. Alright. Why did we? Oh. Time. Alright. Cool. Alright. Let's try it out. This game. And now it's spawned in front of them. I put updated sticks to always be on top of it. Okay, what I want to do. Not bad. I think he's lagging a little bit behind it because it's a little slow. I mean, update a little bit. Hold on a second. That works. Oh yeah, the C index. Put that back. Back. And I would like to that work right now. So offsetting here. Ending on the direction. Base direction. So offset on it. So get a Godot. The 2. Global 2 base direction and little offset. I don't know if 1 is gonna be fine. It is a very small. Now let's do it. Let's do it 2. This is already a normalized direction, so fine. Pass that in here. Build it up again. Now that's gonna. And also looking at to see if the index isn't bad. still lagging a little bit. Let me have further. 6. Do like a big jump and see how much that's gonna. Back in here. Yeah, actually, it's not bad. Look at it. Actually, it was a pretty good jump. I mean, maybe just a tiny bit more, but it's actually not bad. Barely see it when it's moving down, though, which is, I guess. Alright, so, and the other thing I need to fix. Oh, okay. So I need to do it also. Not offset it unless it's. Right now it's a little bit down below, but either way, I need to update it so it doesn't do it all the time unless I'm moving, or maybe if I want to do it if I'm running only. Do I have a certain way? Or do I? We got the current movement speed. Movement speed and then of a sprint. Okay. Because I don't have a variable telling me if I'm running or not. I'm gonna use my current speed, that speed. If it's on sprint speed or if it's running. So for sure, we can say full moving and it turns move speed. Why can I do this? That's a double. Okay, I see. That was the back end. Okay. So if it's greater, right? Actually, I want to do it outside because I don't want to do any of this stuff unless I'm moving or footsteps and stuff. Do it outside and say, hey, if I am moving, actually, I don't even need. If I am moving, do I have a moving variable here? No, the one that I create. Alright, so I'm doing this when I'm moving, and here I want to calculate how often I want to spawn this particle, and I feel like I should do it when if it's on. Let's do a percentage here. So we got a float. We do a percentage. And I want to spawn this particle, so if I'm walking normally, I don't spawn it as often. But if I'm running, I do want to spawn it more frequently. So I want to do a percentage of my current speed. I know there's going to be a current speed that has a value either if it's going to be normal speed or if it's going to be on sprint speed. sprint speed is sprint movement speed, the highest value. So if I'm running, percentage will be at 1. Otherwise, if my current speed is how would you call it, regular movement speed, and then I guess it will be less than 1. Yeah, do that. Here's more this. Not often. Or I can do it on 0.5. Either way works. The low. Actually, no, I don't want to put it down here because if this is smaller, it will be normal. It won't work. It will polymorph. And what's gonna do here is just on. Oh, position off that. There. Or that way we're not always move it down. I like keeping my stuff in one area. Alright, so we have that's that. Let's out. I know. So right now, alright, this spawn. About to say, hey, it shouldn't spawn, but it is spawn. You can see a little bit back. Why is this going through any move? Let's attach and let's find out. Please let me go through here. S3. Let me go in here. Why it doesn't like me? Oh, that makes it fun to debug right now. Logs. Walk a little bit and come back. Okay, so it's not doing anymore. If I have moved a little bit, I spawns it normally. I guess if I'm running, I probably want the whole the offset a little bit. Now it's not creating any. So strange. But it's working that it's not spawning it. Actually, let's look into the player. Very odd. we're just the side here is one. So actually, I don't think I'll be able to see it. Let's see. What that's another thing I can do. Go into that function, find out if that breakpoint class that row process. Cool. So don't necessarily need to put that breakpoint. Put it in. Triggers it. I want to find out what is my 15. Maybe. Okay. This by default is set to the sprint speed. I thought it was differently. So let's try something else then. Where's my cut off? Back to class. I have access to. Oh. Wait. I know I don't have any movement of any class. I'd be resetting it or by default, do I? Only keep. Oh, okay. Can I just call get velocity? Let's try that. Alright. Let's go get the layer of this and any movement going on in here. The other thing is great if I could find a way to offset. Time percentage, and we can add a 1. So if it's I'm sprinting, this is already 1, so it will return 2 to double the offset. See how that looks like? If I'm not moving, I guess it will be as normal, or whatever this value is. It ends up offsetting a different direction. trying to figure out what is. Just always have something. I want this to go from 0 to 1%. So don't regular something. Just try it out and see how that works. I think the walking one will not work. I was doing something with it earlier. Going with different speed, regular. Alright, so now, wait, not seeing anything anymore. Exactly what I wanted. Not bad. What kind of works? I like the other one better. I think that I would like the other one. Running. Okay, it's not too bad. Kind of looks like it's still a little bit behind. Not too crazy. Bum, bum, bum. One thing I need to fix. I like this probably a little bit. That for this. So. I like the walking one. Like spot on. The running is this fast you can funny right on it. I think it's funny. doesn't look a little bit faster. Particles a little bit. There down here. I think there's certain instances where it just kind of like bunches up into together, and there's some instances where it actually spreads out a little bit more. So let's not make it. Let's make sure that there aren't instances where very small closed up to each other. Kind of looks like it's going this way. I'm just running on the y-axis. It does tell me this. I wanted to spread out a little bit more. Like those. The box extend that to me. I stare. Okay. Get a difference. Try it again. I see. I want it like all bunched up together. What I want. So I need to find the next instance of that. Okay. There it is. Cool. Emission shape offset. If I move this over to like 10, it will move over, right? Back. Scale. I feel like that's gonna be good in my. Put it back in here. Perfect. Still has that crazy. I wish it would have more. What's random? How rapidly particles in a mix or mid? Okay. Go for that's someone with. Guess you I just have instances where maybe I can dig into a bit more deeper off screen. That kind of way a bit more spread out. I will look that up on off screen. If there's some. Okay, I'll just leave it like that then. Run it. How that looks like with the little tiny update I did. Do it with the expense. That looks a little better. If I put 2, then the one look right forward. So I'll leave it like that for now. Maybe once I figure out that spread, if there is a way to do it. That, I think that's a good spot right there. Look into that's what we got this function where update the visuals. Check to see if it's moving. We have a timer, so we don't always spawning the particles every single time. So we're only spawning it half a second. It's moving. But it also determines on the percentage how fast I'm moving. So if I'm moving slower, increment will be a little bit slower. Otherwise, if I'm moving more sprint speed, then it's updating my timer at normal rate. And once it passes the threshold, we set the counter, and then we spawn the port. Cool. So this will be like another place that I'll be also doing audio in here. So this is where I can be like, hey, play the audio for footsteps, whatever. And we can go even further in here, and we can make it a little bit better with audio, or even like particles if we want, depending on where we're walking on. And I can check to see what tile I'm in, and if that is grass, I can play like a grass particle coming out of it instead of the white smoke thing from the footsteps. And I can determine what kind of audio I want to have, if I'm stepping on grass, stepping on dirt, any other types of ground that I have in here. If I want to go like that deep, then this is where I will put it. So probably do that. Probably towards the end, it's closer to the demo, where I will start doing something like that if I wanted to. There's just one last thing that I mentioned that I wanted to do in this stream is to be able to do those footsteps. Let's go and leave behind some footsteps. Oh, it's orange. Clear here real quick. It's, well, how big? Node. Side of it. Right. Not animation on in. The regulars. May not even need a footstep. You use that big texture for now, temporarily. This one here, 64 by 64. I don't have any other ones that can. So I'll use one here. All the way down here. Sadly. And move it over here. I start moving. Now let's make it bigger. Already. Alright. Held it down. Little dot. We'll try out this size and see how that works. Color of it. Ability, modulate. Think about black, but definitely I don't want. Also don't want it white. That and that. So regardless of where I'm at. Try out this thing for the time being. Alright, so how let's create a scene for this. There's different ways to implement this on spawning this guy. So go over and see what options. Yes. Oh, you mean L, huh? So in that case, this. Definitely. Copy it. Right then. You'll see it. And change this type. Regular node to the little one. That's it. Cool. And yeah, the script. Yeah, that will work. We can add the these. On. Load it in. That's it. On. On this bad boy. Every 10 seconds. Footstep on the player. I don't always want it to be on top of stuff. Like, oh. Yeah. So there's two different things that we can do spawning this character. I mean the footsteps, and then other things that other places. You can put like nodes on the feet, and then these nodes will actually follow the feet and then spawn them in there. The problem with that one is, like I mentioned, same issue with the that I mentioned yesterday, is that we have so many enemies for the player. That's gonna be, you know, a hassle trying to go to every animation and be able to move those nodes along with not the desired way of doing it. We could keep it simple and it doesn't move at all. And do look the front side of that. Let's play. Do idle front. Or make it work first and then we'll work on other. The problem is that if the player, since I'm not rotating the player to the left or right, they're not gonna move with it. That's what I wanted to do this, so this is not. No. Right now, you got the 2 feet here. I was gonna put a note here and a note. But if I ever decide to like look left, those nodes are probably gonna be seen here. And while it's moving, idle. But if it's moving, then let's walk left. There was it. Well, just make it work for now. See how it looks like on it. Well, I like to create another one in here that's not a one shot to anything, but just spawning type of effects. On. on or whatever. Any kind of effects that doesn't require direction. Want to spawn in this direction. Mission here. On that bad boy. Go away. Text node and just turn that. Maybe I can set the position on it. Okay, that's all it's doing right now. Actually, it's a little bit better too. As in spawn half the spawn path oh, not even. So visible at all on that there. The other one. Oh, this one here. But that can be the path though. Way more clean up. Maybe position. Actually, all this at all. Cool. All right. After that, what's the player node? Text factor. Cross. Regular spawn. After that, get global position. I may need to put the path or the other parent of the player or whatever it's at. So you take in the white sort. Why does this title? Come on now, on Godot. Oh. Not dumb, but oh. I mean, you know what? Another thing I can do, I can just not pass in notes to code. And let's get footsteps then. Did I put footsteps? I put that in effects. Where did I save those footsteps? I put it somewhere else I'm not supposed to. Where did I put oh. Oh, it's an art. What's it doing in art? Oh, yeah. I just put in effects, right? So that it's easy to find. Okay. Goes in my art. And let's look into Full Manager because we gotta add it. On my Full Manager, what's that? Element, phone, full item. What's that? Here's that directly in the editor. Prefab for the footstep. And for now, let's just put 10. Cool. Close you off. Copy the path. Go to my boy. Run it. Build it and then run it. So you guys can hear that noise in the background. Apologize. Happening. Alerts for what? Oh, it's just stating this. Okay, there's a footstep over there. The footsteps behind. Oh, but it's doing it right in the center, right? And I think it needs to be a little bit smaller. Okay, interesting. Never seen that before. I'm gonna say you've seen a likely tendency. What are you talking about, buddy? What did I do? What scene couldn't get saved? Oh, this one. Okay, it definitely. One, I don't want that in there. Definitely the player, I don't. Okay. The footsteps, just a tad bit smaller. Yeah. Make it 5. 005. And another thing is figuring out a good way to deviate it a little bit, right? To create an offset for the pursuit. The 2. Footstep position, and this of course is going to pull. We want to offset this a little bit. And if I am okay, so I got that if the M face direction. Now X is Y. That means that either I'm facing left or right. You can put the apps on that. Put the app. Sure. Fabs. So if the X is greater than the Y, then of course either facing left or right, otherwise you're facing up. I want to create an offset. Go to footstep offset. Just do that. And then do okay, so we're gonna create an offset. So if I'm either facing left or right, I guess it could stay 0 a little bit. I may have to offset a little bit on the height, but I will go into that after I have it work. So for if I even face up and down, the offset on the Y. I want this to 5. I'll try that out and let's see how that looks. So we just go up and down, it should be on the right side of the player spawning. That's it. Let's create another vector. Final step plus the offset. Alright, try that out. Visually look at this. Ready? Going here. Grab this bad boy. Okay. Front of it. Actually, you know what? No, I had that backwards. I meant the X. My bad. F4. Meant that backwards. Pass. Alright, that's not too bad. It's not too offset. I think I'm put maybe 2 will probably be the best option. I want to see if it spawns. Yep, that despawns. Perfecto. Perfecto. I'll leave it at 2. Let's see what that looks like. But I would like to create a different variations on it. So if I'm walking down, I want it to spawn a little bit to the right. And then if the next time it spawns, I want to spawn it a little bit to the other side. So it looks like it's walking this way. And with that, I would need to create like an index or sort. I am footstep. With this footstep index, every time I can be spawning a footstep, I'm definitely going to be incrementing it by 1. Every time it comes in here, let's do the on one side of the way. Not worry about the Y. I mean on the left or right. Work on when players see walking forward or backwards. So in here, I like to create a modulus. So if modulus equals 0, I want it to do something. Do this. Otherwise, well, adding heat, I would like to just set it to 0. So that way, this is not going definitely. I want to reset it at least. I think I believe this is where it needs to go. So let's try this out. Nice. Cool. There we go. Got some offsets happening. Somewhere else real quick. Or is it not gonna work in the grass? Or it's not gonna work at all anymore. What happened to it? What is my footsteps? Where are my footsteps? Oh. Still spawning them at all? My sword. Yeah, I shouldn't put in tile map. Where am I putting my? Oh, it's down here. Part of that. Why is this like? Oh, it's because it doesn't have the icon on it. Why is it a little bit? The indentation of it's different. Okay. I don't see it spawning. Happening first. Oh. What happened to? Why did it spawn for a couple seconds? Stop spawn. Only problem that I have is I can't breakpoint. Breakpoints function for whatever reason. But my idea here was to do this for this one, and then for if I remember walking the other way. That one more time. I'm confused as to why it stopped spawning. Oops. Oh, you know why? Ugh, I have that despawner, right? I know why I stopped spawning after a while. About that reset function. Another thing I could do, I don't have to do time. Honor. If as method set all it. Build it. Like, why is it not spawning anymore? Set the timer for spawner. We'll walk down. Bam, bam, bam. We'll walk this way. I have to increase it a little bit actually. Think it other way. Okay. That's done. I go up, bam. And I can also just make spawn a little bit more free. I believe on the go back to and one of them. That's probably the reason. I probably will have to put it out or create a different timer for this because I may want to spawn it a little bit more frequently. That real quick. Oh. Problem right now. 4 footsteps. I'm just thinking if I can read where I do. Or I can do it on that a little bit. Let's create a. Let's put it outside of this and let's create a different. For the time being. Footsteps initially was 0.5. Let's make that up. Might be a little bit too frequent. Build this again. IT. Over IT. On it. I think I would like to add to the player, and I don't think I'll do it this time around, but adding a shadow to the player. Because it looks like he's just there, right? Adding a shadow will probably be. Ooh, that's way too frequent. That's way too frequent. Why did that? Oh, wait. Yeah, I definitely gotta create my own. Hold on. Let's rename this then. Let's. Let me read something here. Oh, there's a way to do it. Well, whatever. Let's do particles. Okay, and we'll have the flow particles. Maybe two different ones. Have that there for this one. We'll have that after it does it. And also make that. Alright. And that resets, that resets. Here. Alright, so it's a little bit more frequent, maybe a little bit, but now you see that it is working. Cool. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. Maybe you see it's fine. Cool. Awesome. That. Ooh. Oh, you know what? I only want to do this if I'm moving, right? I did that already. Hold on. But now if it's not moving, it's still spawning it. Yeah. Is this still true after? Why is it still going through here? Please don't tell me velocity still has something. Oh, let's log that. I'd like to know. Log. Orbital string. No variance. Lock that bad boy. What's up? Since I can't breakpoint to here, I'll have to do logs. Be printing it every frame, so it's gonna, it might be lagging, but I just want to see the velocity of it right now. If I move and I stop, how much velocity do I have? Oh, another thing I would like to is the square of it. Oh. All right. I can make lag on it, printing logs every frame. Okay. I just want to see the velocity. Doesn't matter much. Going crazy right now. So if I move, I stop. velocity, but looks like there's still a little bit of velocity in part list. But at least still has velocity. And it always stops at if I move. I will look into that after. Maybe I'll not be setting the velocity often. So what I can do is that for the length square, it was a 17, right? So I'm gonna put it at 8. Put it at 18. I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't know. 0.2 was pretty fine. It looked fine, I guess. Alright, so building. I'm moving. Will spawn my stuff, but it shouldn't do any of the stuff like spawning on top of it. Other, there shouldn't be a marker spot. Cool. Hey here, marker spots. Oh, if you notice, my spots are spawning on top of the thing. Yeah. That's something that fixes it. Spots are spawning on top of the player. That 1. The player starts on this at 0. Yeah, definitely. So if I go behind here, not seeing anything behind it. It's always behind here. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe a long trail. I don't know how often I want to keep it in there, but that's what I wanted to do. Have these like dust particles. You have to take the visuals on that, and later on, but it works for the time being. Oh, cool. Files are fun. A little bit more spread out. Cool. Awesome. Great. Basically what I wanted to do. So some minor tweaks that I would like to do, like I mentioned. And stuff like that. That's probably because of the solid alpha value stacked on top of each other. So there's tweaks like that that I need to fix better. So far, exactly what I wanted to do for this live stream. Get this done. In the next live stream, I do it next week. I may end up doing it on Friday. I gotta do grocery shopping on Saturday next week. So I don't know. So if I do that, I may end up writing instead, just for next week. And what I wanted to tackle was be able to fix that performance issue I'm having. We mentioned it in yesterday's stream. So if you're brand new here, or this, or you didn't see it yesterday, feel free to go back to that stream. Talk about it. I think it was the last half of the video, somewhere in there. Talk about what is the two performance things that are happening in my game, and that is when I'm switching over to another tile, like right there. Major lag free for a second. That has to do with me how I'm initializing my star grid. And the issue with that is just because I'm actually clearing out the entire A star and reinitializing everything again when there's new chunks happening. So if I were to scroll out a little bit, world, right? And if I go to the right now, a new chunk spawns, and that's where it lags. So instead of me reinitializing the entire thing, I can either just initialize the new one that just came in. So that's one possible solution. And the other one is to back up all the objects that are not walkable, and then just iterate through those instead of iterating. So this is a big grid, right? It's a chunk is 32 by 32 tiles, 9 chunks. That's a lot. So that's one thing. That's two possible solutions. I'm thinking of going with the latter one instead, and just keeping track of our obstacle. Only problem that I have is removing old ones. So if a chunk goes out, so if this chunk goes away, if I go to the left, it's gonna go away. And the question that I have is, do I want to keep that data in the A-star grid or clear it out? If I want to clear it out, that means I gotta figure out how to clear it out here. Maybe chunk has its own array of positions, so tile positions, or where it's not walkable. So when that tile goes away, I just iterate through that and that. I just don't want the memory to be too huge. I don't know if how much memory consumption it would take if I were to just leave it in there. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. But yeah, that's basically two possible solutions. The other one that I'm having issues is generating my clips. So using the tile maps set cell connect function, and that is not a good thing to do during runtime. So generating my clips is an issue. Another tiny little issue. It's not as big as not a big over freeze compared to the A-star grid that I just. But it does hiccup a little bit, a little tiny freeze. You can notice it barely. And yeah, I just need to find a different solution. Either maybe just a plugin that already fixes that. I need to figure out how I want to generate my clips, and maybe I can do the same way that I'm doing with my tiles in here and connect it that way. Yeah, I need to figure that out a little bit. So those are like the two things that I'll need to look into. So maybe we can tackle that next week in the live stream. I don't know if you guys are interested. If you, that would be more of a deep dive into performance and how to make it better, I guess. If you guys want to dive into a little bit more and back, I guess that'll be a good stream. But anyways, guys, I guess that's it. On it now. Yeah, well, thank you guys for watching this video or being here. Thank you guys for being here in this live stream. I hope you guys having a great day, a wonderful Sunday, or I don't know where else you're watching. Probably it's Monday already. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Have a good one.